Hello there, my name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel. In my last video, which I'm sure you're going to see somewhere in this video before the end of this video, I mentioned that the reason I'm doing what I'm doing right now is because when I started telling people about job opportunities that they could actually directly tell people to apply and get employed because of the information that I get. And I find out that they go back and they ask me what is in it for them. I'm saying, listen, you're just helping people, pointing people to get access to job opportunities. And I figured some people at some point were going ahead to tell people to get them paid, to pay some fee before they get the information. Well, as crazy as that sounds, it's happening. So I decided to say, okay, after thinking long and hard, I decided to say I was going to tell people myself. So here we are. Last week, in my last video, I posted a long list of opportunities, job opportunities that you can apply for in the UK. Now, there are so many job opportunities here and there. You can go online and search, but I'm bringing these ones because that directly you can just go straight away and get access to them instead of trying to look here and there. Well, these are great job opportunities, I think, and the areas that you find these job opportunities are really beautiful areas in the UK. Well, of course, that is if the opportunities they actually sync with your desires, your aspirations, and your goals. Okay, so today I want to talk about two mistakes that people make. By the way, if this video makes sense to you or any of my videos, please like them and also subscribe to this channel and share the videos, because you actually would lose nothing if you share the videos and somebody finds them interesting or finds them educating or finds them beneficial and acts upon them and benefits from them. You are happier because the giver is usually happier than the receiver. So back to what we're talking about. I want to talk about two mistakes that I think people make in the course of in the process of searching for jobs in the UK. One of those is about your CV. Now, many people just have one CV and they use that CV to apply for jobs everywhere. Now, it doesn't work that way. You're making a mistake, a very huge mistake. It shows you're careless, you don't care that much. And one of my sessions that I had a few weeks ago, I told the participants that, listen, a CV does not get you a job. It simply gives you access to an interview. That's what I think in my experience, almost 2 decades as an HR practitioner. But so the CV gives you access to interviews, and it's you're saying the CV is more like your sales letter, and then by the time you get to the interview, it's more like a sales meeting where you sell yourself. But without the CV opening the door, there's nothing that's going to happen. I'll give you an example. A lady met me. I had a meeting. A friend of mine connected me to a lady about a month or two ago, and she said she was looking for a way to get another job, move up the ladder, corporate ladder in her organization, but she needed to write something to justify why she needs to move. But she needed professional help with regards to how to write, how to craft the letter, how to craft the document and all of that. And we told her how much it was going to cost her, but that's not the point. The point is, she said, well, you know what? This is just the first stage. I've not even gone for the interview, to have a conversation with my bosses, and this is just a preliminary document I need to produce. And I told her, and then you were saying I should pay for so much, and I told her that, and I told her something which I'm telling you right now, that at that point that we were talking about this, the most important thing was to get a document. Every other thing was secondary, because if that does not open the door, nothing's going to happen. And so people tend to think, oh, it's just CV, it's not important. No, the CV is important, because without the CV passing through the AI screening in some cases, and then a short leading screening or the selection stage, you will not be called for an exam for a conversation. So the CV should be treated as a very important document. But this video is not about CVs. I just need to point it out. And so when you see jobs, take a look at the job posting. What exactly are they looking for? Weave that into your CV. Of course, you might have to go for training on how to write CVs, or maybe if you want to list help on how to write a CV. But No matter what happens, avoid the temptation of using one CV blatantly, blindly for every job. Maybe that's why you're not getting calls. But it is very risky if it seems if it scales through one or two cases, it just might be you were just fortunate, but it's not the right practice. That's what I'm trying to say. That's one mistake people make. I have a CV, boom, they just send it, boom. You cannot use the same CV necessarily to apply for, even if you're applying for jobs that have the same names, maybe in an IT setting as against an oil servicing firm, or maybe a customer servicing firm or an HR servicing, depending on which security firm, they just might have different things they're looking for that from that person that is going to man that role. The second thing you need to pay attention that people usually make mistakes with is, I talk to a lot of people, and the first thing they ask me is that this job, is there visa sponsorship? Is there visa sponsorship? Is there visa sponsorship? Is there visa? And I say, whoa, 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 slow down. Is there anything wrong in asking that question? No. Everybody that goes to the UK, that migrates to the UK, they have one or two reasons why they're migrating to the UK. Eventually, what they want to do. So, it is great when people ask that question. But this is what I also tell them. I said, organizations that have the permission, the leave to get people, foreign nationals, to come into the UK and work in the UK, they're also looking for certain things. And so they're just not throwing it out there to say, we can sponsor your visa, we can give you visa sponsorship and all of that. They're not throwing it out there. Because listen, if you have 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 slots to do certain things that not everybody has, you'll be careful who you want to give it to. And so what I would advise is, sometimes if you stay outside and ask all the questions, you miss out. But why don't you put your foot forward and do what? And get into the organization first. Find out what is happening. Now, that's my opinion. You do not have to accept it. You can debate it. We can debate it left, right, and center. But I'm saying, instead of saying out that most people stay and say, except I find this, I'm not going to make a move. Well, I'm saying, why don't you get in first? Let me mention a couple of things why you want to get in first. And that brings me, I'm going to give you a bonus mistake that people make. That's like, I'm going to give you number 3. And then I'm going to tie it to number 2. Is that people come in and say, I want to do a particular kind of job. So I'm an HR person, I'm an accountant, that's what I'm looking for. You will find out when you are talking to people in the UK and you're looking for a job, the question about, have you ever worked in the UK, would almost always come up. That means that having a UK work experience is really important. So why don't you, if you have an opportunity to work somewhere that may not be exactly what you want to do, take advantage of that, as long as you think it agrees with you, your person, your conscience, and all of that, and grow from there, because you know you're going somewhere. Then, in a month or 2, you'll be able to answer that question with an affirmative, in the affirmative. Do you have a UK work experience? Yes. It doesn't really matter where you worked, because the point is, you're probably going to feel it's a different culture, the way people walk, the way people talk. What they think is rude, what you think is rude, where you're coming from may not be rude here. What you think it's a joke, it's something you can play about with, might be considered rude. And then the work ethics, the culture, and all of that. It's just an immersion. It's more like an integration process. So they might want you to get all of that, and it's very important in the UK. So it might just be you see, every job you do, everywhere you pass, every phase of life that you face, okay, that you go through, is preparing you for something. Always understand that bit. And so, that having been said, instead of staying back and saying, oh, is there visa sponsorship? What I usually would recommend you do is take it first, get settling, okay? You probably won't need to settle. There's so much that is tied to getting a job in the UK. So much that is tied to getting. I tell you, maybe that's a video for another. I can assure you that even to get an accommodation is sometimes be tougher than getting a job. But guess what? It is more often than not linked to whether you have a job. Can you pay the bills? So that having been said, why wouldn't you put all your best? Why wouldn't you put your best? Why wouldn't you put all you can into getting your CV right, putting your best foot forward, getting into an organization before you ask all the secondary questions? Now again, if this makes sense to you, please like the video, give us that thumbs up, and also share this video, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to put in the description jobs for this week that you can apply for. And if it doesn't really make sense to you, give it to someone else. Share this video and the links to other people that might want to take advantage of these job opportunities and grow from there. All right, my name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel. My sincere desire for you, my friend, is that you go on succeeding by becoming a better version of yourself. Until I come your way again, go on, keep growing and keep garnering. All right, become more effective at the personal level. Bye for now.